It's Bourbon Night. Hello. Welcome in.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
You know what's funny, Chad?
What's
is that
funny?
we've been using that welcome intro thumbnail like a lot over the past few years. And
Sure.
I just now was looking at it, I was like, is there something on the bottom of Chad's shoe?
Probably.
You do have your feet propped up. I'm like, is that gum?
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I've looked at that picture a million times and just now I was like, wait a minute.
Well, hey, I like this comment right off the bat from Doug saying SLB
Whoa.
subscriber here. Now it's Bourbon Night subscriber.
Yeah.
Can you feel the love tonight?
I can't. I'm
feeling it.
Well,
Thank you, Doug. We
Okay.
appreciate that. Yeah.
yeah, if you hadn't paid attention to the thumbnail and the title of this episode, this is our second week in a row of having guests on. We are still doing dry month. My glass is, surprise,
Mine
it's
runneth
empty
over.
with Snapple.
Supposed to be, you run the
mystery,
the mystique of it all. So you're like, what's in his glass?
I know your brain.
Oh, you can't see it.
You can't see what is in his glass. It's Snapple tea.
It's
Peach tea.
Peach tea.
Yeah,
Peach tea.
there we go.
Well, there we go.
It's the little joys of life.
It's the little things. It's the
Yeah.
little things. All right. Well, let's get into the show. Bring our guests on.
Bring him in.
Well, I'm gonna do the whole thing.
Okay, I'll let you do your thing.
As if
I'm
I'm
just gonna sit over here and
a
drink my-
late show talk show host. My first guest.
Don't mind me. I'm just here also as a host.
I'm the one who made the notes there. You may know Kurt and Trenton from SLB Drinks or the SLB Bourbon Bar. It is SLB Drinks though on YouTube. Over since 2019, doing the quick math, over the past 4 years, they have accumulated 9.7 million views over 260 videos, and they have recently crossed over 103,000 subscribers on YouTube as well. So where's the button? Please
Bring him in. Super
please
professional.
Welcome Kurt and Trenton. There they are.
Hey guys.
Hey,
Hey,
how's it
all.
going?
How we
Good,
doing?
good. Well, we're awesome. Yeah, we're great. We're doing good. Look at our table and your table.
Oh wow, just lined up. Couldn't have planned that more
I
perfectly.
feel like if I reach over, I'm just gonna
I'm like,
We
why
should.
do I feel like that was intentional?
grab some Trenton.
You and- Not quite.
Not quite. No.
Almost, Chad.
Welcome in, fellas.
Yeah, thank you for joining us tonight.
First off,
You're welcome.
This is our first guest appearance, so this is kind of cool.
Oh,
I find that hard to believe.
I also find that hard to believe, but I'm equally honored.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, thanks for spending the evening with us. And first off, congratulations on crossing 100,000 subscribers. That's a
Huge.
tremendous feat.
It's crazy because,
Yeah.
I had sent you the email and said, would you guys like to come on and be guests? And literally, right after that, I was looking at your channel, trying to find, pictures and thumbnails and stuff. I was like, wait just one minute.
They're getting ready to cross.
They're getting ready to cross 100,000. And then
Yeah.
I saw your 100,000 celebration, so
Yeah.
good timing.
Yeah.
It was definitely awe-inspiring. It's just, it's dumbfounding, to be honest with
Yeah.
you.
It's wild,
Trent
right?
and I, yes, it is. Trent and I are honestly just a couple of low-key dudes that are behind the bar in the basement of our house and just, talking about bourbon. We don't rehearse. We don't write it out. We press play on that camera and whatever happens, happens. Sometimes it's embarrassing. Sometimes it goes okay.
Well, for you, I'm used to it at this point.
Yeah,
No water on my back. Thanks.
I'm
Yeah.
more of the sometimes it's embarrassing and sometimes it goes okay. For me.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sarah.
But those are the videos that people always
They like the best, it seems
reference.
Yeah.
Back in 2017 when we did the.
Let's not talk
Oh,
about
let's
it.
talk about it.
about
Old
it.
Crow,
Yes.
Old Crow
For sure.
Reserve.
In the early days, before we lived together, we would try to do more episodes in one day, like when we both had free time in our schedules, because it was like, okay, well, we're here, we're together, let's film a lot of episodes and bank them so you can edit them.
Yes.
And that doesn't work for this type of content. So there would be the last episode that we shot that day would be barely usable because I would be like, it's good. I'm having a fun time.
No doubt.
We've had to do that a couple times when we go on fix and go on vacation. Like he's going to be gone for 2 or 3 weeks
No, I think it's 10 days.
for a while, so we got to
10
film
days.
4 or 5
For a
videos.
while.
I think we'll probably do it in one day. Quality might
Oof.
suffer a little bit, but it'll be fine.
I'm going to have a lot
It'll
to
be
eat.
fun.
Those last videos are gonna be real fun.
Yeah,
I'll be able to tell which ones we filmed last.
exactly. People will love it, I
Well-
promise.
I have a question for you both.
Yeah.
Yes.
In this business, and we call it business, and the fun things we do, how far out do you guys actually record your videos? Because Trent and I, we just recorded, before we came on with you guys, we just recorded tomorrow's video.
Oh, okay.
Wow, we never do it that close.
No, I love it. Living on the edge.
If it's a Tuesday and we're filming for an episode that's going to air on Friday at noon, I'm a little stressed.
My anxiety, the fact that we aren't more than 1 week ahead, is already off the charts. Like, my goal is always to get more than 1 week ahead, just in case, because you never know. Like, what if someone gets sick?
Right.
What if,
you
have to travel unexpectedly? However, it's a nice idea, but in reality, like, on paper it sounds great, but in practice
we've gotten ahead a couple times. But no, it's funny. We did our last video was a hunting video, bourbon hunting video in Louisville, and someone commented, "Hey, did you film this yesterday?" And I'm like, no,
if only.
No.
Could not have put that together in one day.
No, that's a lot of work. It was a good video. I watched it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We like doing those. They're fun.
They are fun. I'm glad people.
Yeah,
I'm glad
definitely.
people like them.
I like them. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna.
for
This
sure.
is really awesome. We're getting a lot of comments from people saying, we love both channels. Subscribe to both channels. Great combo. Two of our favorites. Things like that. That's just.
I have to say,
that's really cool.
I'm glad
Thank
that you
you all.
still wanted to come be our guest after you met us in person. I'm glad that you weren't like, those two are the worst.
No,
That was fun.
no,
was
that
really
was a
That
great
was
meetup
fun.
we had. Yeah,
Was
lunch,
that
it was
last summer?
I think
we
it was
went to-
last summer. Yeah.
It was
Went
last
to
summer.
Neat Bourbon Bar.
Neat Bourbon Bar in
Louisville.
Louisville.
Neat.
Louisville.
Oh, you
Right.
got that,
Yeah.
that Lucky 7 pick there, yeah?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
correct.
yes.
That's where I got the
Yep.
14-year Lucky 7 I bought there at Neat.
Did we
Their
buy that?
pick.
Did you buy that?
Yeah, we
No.
need to get back up there.
We do. Yeah. Well, we're due for
Yeah.
a places to drink in Louisville, and that'll be definitely one of the places that we hit. I love the places that are that do double duty, right? You can
Right.
buy bottles. You could also get a pour, things like that.
And that's kind of what we saw in our hunting videos, that so many liquor stores are turning into tasting bars as
And
well.
why not?
Because people come in looking for those hard to find bottles, and okay, they can't find them. I guess your tendency is, I came in, you don't have what I want, so I'm going to turn around and leave. Instead, they were like, why don't you sit down and spend a few dollars? Look what we have
Wow.
on the tasting bar.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we haven't
Let's
seen
loosen
that
up
yet.
that wallet.
In India, I don't think it's
Yeah,
legal
we-
in Indiana.
No? Okay.
I don't think
Yeah, I
it
don't
is.
think
Indiana's
we haven't seen
very not relaxed with the laws like that. So it's like
Hmm.
you have liquor stores and that's it. You can have both, and it's unfortunate because I think it'd be cool to have spots around us like that. But
Well,
Yeah.
and I think it's great
maybe
for
something
like,
that'll exist.
yeah, it's definitely something that we've seen an uptick in the past, year or two around here. There would be like one or maybe two, but lately we've been seeing a lot more. But I think it's great too, because if you're a store that does picks, if someone's debating, especially with those like $70 or $80 bottle picks, they're like, should I,
Absolutely.
shouldn't I? If you could say, well, we saw one of the stores said, you give us $1, you get a sample of the pick, and if you buy the pick, we waive the $1. And if you don't,
Perfect.
then it's just $1, and now you saved yourself $70 to $80. So like, you can't afford
Perfect.
not to,
Right.
And we actually
Perfect.
did that,
Great
and
idea.
we ended up paying them $1. We decided to not get that pick. Won't name names.
We
Not
broke dry
important.
month for one sip
One
just to
sip.
save ourselves.
We had a couple of, but for the job, a couple picks come in that we've had to do some tasting notes for some picks and.
all in
stuff.
all, I would say I haven't had less than 1 ounce.
I would agree with that. Me, maybe a little more, but Sarah
I'm a rule follower.
and Kurt, you have had at least a couple days of dry, right?
Yeah, I did. I honestly, Chad, we've been so busy towards like I'm sure you all are, right? In the fall, going into the end of the year, it's just it's ridiculous. And it got so busy, it seemed like I was sipping or drinking, and when I prepare for a show, Trenton doesn't prepare. All right, he doesn't. That's how he rolls, right? He just walks in,
love it.
and that's how he is, and he's good at it. Me, I can't do that. I've got to at least have an idea of what I've got in front of me, and do a little bit of research. So it seemed like even though some nights were even small sips, just getting ready for a show, I was drinking some form of alcohol 5 nights a week, or something like that. And even though it might be smaller quantities, it was just getting too much. So
Yeah.
we decided to take a little break there for about a week at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on your exact same page, man. It feels like once September hits, it's Bourbon Heritage Month. It's bourbon festivals in September and October. In November, it's like when all the big releases start like piling up. We have to do our tastings for our best of the year.
Yep.
In December is holidays, and like by the time January rolls around, I'm always just like, because like you said, it feels like at some point I'm drinking every day, and I'm like, for one, I just want to do it because I need a break. My body needs a break, and I want to reset my palate and stuff. But two, I'm just like, I need to make sure I can still take a break. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's always important. I mean,
I mean, just to check in.
In all seriousness, it's
right.
It's a good self-check. Everyone needs to do.
I'd start out in a day, and I'd say, okay, today, blah 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 is going on. Okay, I get my schedule out. Okay, this day and this day, I'm not having anything. And then one thing would lead to the other, and then I'd forget. My wife would tell me, oh, we can't do that. We got to go to my nephew's wedding celebration we had to go to. That was a day I was supposed to have off. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to my brother's house, and that's not going to happen. He's got about as many bottles as I do down in his basement, so it's like, that's not going to happen. So one thing leads to the other, and it just gets carried away, and you almost have to purpose. These days, I'm just not going to have anything.
Tim Tam Slam says, my liver's favorite month is January. Yeah, I feel you, Tim Tam.
Have you all done... Have you all explored mocktails at all? Because I know you all do some drinks and stuff.
I did the research.
Only
I'm just trying to for the viewers who might
that's
not
what's
know.
called a segue. You're right. My bad.
Excuse me.
My bad.
I had a great mocktail. We went out to dinner on Friday night, and it's like you said, it feels like I would tell myself, okay, I'm only gonna have drinks 2 nights this week on days when I'm working. And then one thing leads to another. And I when you do dry month, you really do realize like how many social interactions revolve around alcohol, which is totally fine. But for me, it's more of a ritual than anything else. It's like, I feel like I need to have a drink in my hand or whatever. So I had a really great mocktail on Friday, and someone asked us like, are you all going to do any mocktail content? I'm like, I don't really know the first thing about mixing a mocktail, but you all have done that.
Well, we had a couple shows. One where we tried to sip neat. Was it four selections of zero alcohol whiskey, which is they're not really meant for sipping neat, as you know, because you guys done it before. I looked at it.
Yeah, was one of them the Monday?
Yes, sir. It was.
Oh boy. Yeah.
But I tried to make mention, I'm a firm believer whether you're cooking or whether you're mixing cocktails, you need to know each ingredient and what you're working with.
Agreed.
So we went through that video just to kind of taste test, and Trenton did everything he could do to get through it. It was not as bad. It was not as bad.
A trooper.
But they're made for cocktails, right? So we followed up with the next show with actual mocktails. And I did find two guys that none of the zero alcohol whiskey worked in spirit forward type cocktails like an old fashioned or a Manhattan. Forget it. Just walk away from that. It needs more ingredients. It needs citrus. It needs sweeteners. It needs a few things to have the whiskey flavor just in the background is what it needs. So what was super fun, though, is we brought my father-in-law, Paul, in on the show. And he has been, how long without any alcohol?
38 years.
40-some. It was like 43 or 46 years.
Wow.
He's lived a life of sobriety. And he'd be right out and honest. If he was standing right here, he'd tell the story. He had an issue with it way back in the day. Okay, and at that point, he came to a point in his life where he decided, I just can't do it. And he's lived with sobriety for 40-some years. So he came back with me behind the bar, and we tasted 3 different cocktails we made with zero proof gin, tequila, and whiskey, and that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
They were pretty good. I like those.
Yeah.
They were
pretty good.
I'd prefer mocktails that didn't have those spirits in it. For me, it was like there was this artificially, to me, almost like aspartame in diet.
Right.
I know what you mean.
Like
sure.
Yeah. I struggled with that.
I will tell you though that the Ritual tequila, in my opinion, was the best zero proof spirit that we used for the cocktails. It had some kind of an añejo or a reposado flavor to it.
Yeah.
And it was actually a whole lot closer to the real thing than anything else that we tried.
It was a margarita, right?
Yeah, we just made a Tommy's margarita. Very simple, and it came out pretty well. came nice.
See, I feel
That's
like
great.
that's the
Good.
kind of drinks that I like in mocktails. Like you said, not something that's not a spirit trying to be a spirit for a cocktail. Like
Mm.
at that point, I think we'll just give up and I'll just wait to have the old fashioned until I'm drinking again.
Yeah.
Yes,
But yeah,
for
something
sure.
with bubbles, you know, like
Bubbles.
soda water,
Absolutely.
sparkling water, citrus, and
Yes.
the thing I had was
Yes.
like a cranberry fennel soda water
Ooh.
thing.
It was
It
still-
was really good.
It was still
Fen-
That
$8.
sounds good.
Fennel sounds weird, but it tasted like a cherry mixed with a watermelon Jolly Rancher, and it was really good. It was $8.
It was a fancy soda.
I did it in the name of understanding mocktails.
Yeah.
It was for work.
Wow.
I mean, to keep the authenticity,
That sounds
they
good.
also charge you the same amount as if it had alcohol in it.
Right, just so you still feel
So
like
that's
you're
really
paying
good,
for a real
yeah.
drink.
Got a couple super chats here. For super chat of the evening comes from Stefan. Says, really good to see you two again, and bonus to see Kurt and Trenton alongside. I've mostly recovered from Christmas time illness. I've just found a new job, so to the devil a dry January. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so
And
much.
congrats
for
on your new
that.
job.
Yeah, congrats.
Yes.
And for getting over that illness. And then from Joey Tony Bag of Donuts saying, this is unexpected timing. I just discovered SLB on Friday while searching Wild Turkey 12-year reviews. Spoiler alert, I overpaid, but hey, I've earned it after no whiskey January. 2 weeks left aboard. Cheers. Abroad.
But
Cheers
it's
all.
close.
It's very small.
It's very
It's
similar.
very
also.
small. Yeah, it's similar. You get the idea.
I knew what you meant.
Just cheers
Yeah.
for that super
Cheers.
chat. I
We've been
I
talking
don't
about this
wear
lately.
them.
I'm like, he's like, what's that say?
don't.
I'm like, do you need glasses?
I don't think so.
He said no. I said, when was the last time you went to the eye doctor?
What year is it?
2023. So if
Which
you carry,
decade is it?
If you carry the one, then
Well.
20 years.
No, I don't know.
Uh,
It's been a while. I also see Matt Porter in here somewhere. There he is. He says cheers.
Great.
Hey,
Cheers
Matt.
all.
Hey, Matt.
Oh, and Max. Max as well. I saw Max today at Total Wine.
What were you saying, Kurt?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I said the day I turned 45 is when I started needing these. So, Chad, I have no idea what age you are. So
I'm not there
that's
yet.
Good for you. I had 20/20 vision my whole life. I had perfect vision. I even went to an eye doctor at one time, and he said if everybody had eyes like you, I wouldn't have a job. But
Oh.
my mom always said, just wait till you turn 45. Just wait till you turn 45. And I was sitting on my chair. I looked at my phone, you know, the old flip phones. Y'all remember those?
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at my phone just to see what time it was, and I did one of these.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, no way. You know, the first person I called my
And it
mom.
happens.
Thanks,
Your mom.
Right.
You were right.
She jinxed me.
45?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I've had glasses since like the second grade.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm already blind, so I don't know what's going to happen when I turn 45. Like, maybe it will correct somehow.
Yeah.
Or I just won't be able to see far away and also up close.
So every way.
Far away, without my contacts in, everything's just blurry shapes. I can't, yeah, it's bad.
That sounds fun.
Pretty sure I'm not legally allowed to drive without my contacts in. So.
But you guys mentioned tequila in your mocktails. You guys do, I mean, your SLB drinks, your bread and butter is definitely bourbon, but you also cover other spirits. I was looking at your playlist there on your channel, and you've got cocktails, which is where you guys kind of started, right? But then also tequila, whiskey, bourbon, scotch, and then your 2 Minute Tuesdays. So
I've been a little bit lazy with the tagging on the videos for the playlist. But
no, I hear you. I hear you.
It's a lot going on.
But talk about the evolution of your channel when you guys did start back in 2019. First of all, I would like to know what drove you.
The origin story, we
to,
want it.
Yes. What was your evil genius origin story? What drove you to make the channel, and then how have
All
you
right.
seen
Evolve.
it modify? over
should we start with
yeah.
Hacienda? I feel like we should start with Hacienda.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
So, when was that?
I don't even know where you're going to start.
Kurt
I love this. They're not
Okay,
sure.
when was your first drink? When did you have your first drink?
Well, guys, I grew up in an extremely strict family, so I really never even had a sip of alcohol until I was in my early 40s. All right? That's just the way it was for me. So I started out with real foo-foo type cocktails. If it was more than a margarita, it was like, you know, I didn't know what to do with it, right?
Sure.
So I think Trenton, honestly, a Hacienda Margarita. The Hacienda is a local Mexican restaurant that we have here that does have superb.
We have
frozen
We have one as
margarita
well.
We have a
margaritas.
Hacienda.
Sure.
Oh, cool.
Do you have one? Okay, so you know.
Yeah, it's Mi Pequenta Hacienda.
Mi
Is
pequeña.
it?
Mi
but
pequeña.
Close
Okay.
enough.
Ours is just regular old Hacienda.
Regular hacienda.
Hacienda.
So it started out with a margarita, basically, just a frozen margarita. That's where it started from. Yeah.
The evolution was pretty fantastic. We moved in to this place. It was built 2015.
See, we've been here 8 or 9 years now.
Okay.
This house, the wife and I built.
So this bar wasn't here when we moved in. It was just drywall and it was all studs and there was nothing down here. So I think when we moved out, or when I moved out,
Well, yeah, when the kids moved out.
he was telling us he's like we're gonna put a bar downstairs, and I was like, for what? Because it didn't make make any sense.
We had it all roughed in from the beginning. It was all roughed in down here in the basement. It just we didn't have the money at the time to finish it out, right?
So it got built and it was great, and like there was all this room and there was 10 bottles on the shelf. I think you have a picture somewhere in your phone when it first
Oh.
what it first looked like.
You should
Well,
share
he
that,
would
like
come
a then
over.
and now.
Yeah, you should pull that up.
Yeah, it's over somewhere.
He just kept bringing like 5 boxes from Benny's home at a time, and he would be going once a week.
Well, all right. So the very first.
All right, here's the real story.
Wait, no, listen, he's right. He's right. But a little bit of the the proper agenda here. My wife and I, we have 5 kids between us, right? So we have my oldest son, who's 31. Then we got Corey, who's 29. Kayla, who's 26. Trenton is also 26. And Raquel is 24. I rehearsed this with my wife before the show in case you all had questions concerning stuff like this. And we've been married 14 years. I remember that too, honey. She's a
Quick, when's
Good
your anniversary?
Good for you. Leave
When's your anniversary? Quick, without thinking.
you
Without
leave.
thinking.
18th. October
All right.
18th. I didn't even
Hey.
rehearse that one. Her birthday's July
Cool.
31st. I'm on a roll, Chad. I'm on a roll.
Boom.
I'm on a roll.
Social security number.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me his birthday though. I'm not sure. His mom.
real?
His mom would have to tell me. So, anyways, we had 5 kids. Once pretty much the most of them moved out. When we moved to this house, my oldest son was the only one that didn't live with us, so everybody else did. So once they all moved out and we got a little bit more money ahead, we built the bar out in the basement. The very first thing I was just glued to and trying to figure out was cocktails. So that was my very first obsession. So I was way into the Educated Barfly, Steve the Bartender back then, trying to watch those shows, looking up recipes online. Remember, you would come over, and we would, and him and Michelle would come over, and we'd have like 12 cocktails on the bar top because we're just trying all kinds of different stuff, My brother, on the other hand, was the bourbon guy. He's the whiskey guy.
Yeah.
He's the one that has to take the blame for getting me into that part of it. Trenton's the one that had the idea to start the YouTube channel.
I don't think I did I?
I think you did. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't.
Guys, it was my
stand for
idea.
me.
It was my idea. I called you. I said you should start a YouTube channel.
Did you record a video on your phone first?
I think Facebook. Yeah.
And then I was like, well,
Something
why
like
don't
that.
we just? I had a Canon T5i or something that was just collecting dust in the closet. And I was like, well, why don't we just do this, but instead of posting it to Facebook, we just put it on YouTube.
So
Nice.
and he did, and I told him I don't mind, Trenton. I really don't mind, but the only thing I can do is this. That's it. When it comes to those computers, Chad, like you know your stuff, and Trenton, that's his daily job. He's a software engineer. I'm a drywall contractor. Okay, I can put things together, but I can't do any of that stuff. So as long as you want to do that part of it, I don't mind. I can always do this. I don't have a problem with that. But, so that's kind of all it got started. And it was just kind of for fun, really. It was a family thing we did here, and it was just for fun.
Yeah.
And then it was your idea. It was his idea
by
again. I'm
this-
sorry, Chad.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say, and by this you meant your early sock puppets that you had on when you first started the channel, and it was
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
no, it's not.
Jeez. So do you host a lot? Because it seems like with wanting to nail cocktails like that, or is it more of just like for when you have family over? But it kind of seems like, I don't know, you seem to have like a hosting hospitality gene in you.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's a lot of family stuff, but we do have other people come
Yeah,
down.
I
We
had
don't.
something in a while. Over
Yeah,
here,
we
though.
haven't had it in a while, but if you all know, we only do our live streams once a month. Both Trent and I have full-time jobs plus, so we just don't have a lot of extra time available. So we only do one live stream a month, the last Friday of every month. And we always have people to come down for that, though. We always ask friends, family, different things. It's like a little,
Get together
gathering we have down here for that.
Oh,
And we
that's
try to have
awesome.
people down when we can. A lot of people ask to come down, and when we can do that, we make sure to offer that as well. So, some people want cocktails. Some people just want to have a Glencairn and walk around and taste some whiskeys, And I'm sure they do the same when they come to yours, Just want to taste
It's
a few
true.
things. And
I
so,
love, host like that to me is. I mean, I love what we do on a day-to-day basis, but one of my favorite things about like what we do and where it's gotten us is to the point where like when people are excited to come over because they want to see, like what's new, what do you got, what can you make me, and I like to put things together, like tailor stuff for a person if I know, what they like, what they're interested in, and like pull, a couple of pours based on that, or make them a really great cocktail. Or, I don't know. It just that makes me happy.
And unfortunately, I
I get
can't.
the warm and fuzzies.
I can't say we don't have anything because they've seen the videos and they're like, yeah, we're fresh out. We just
Also, I would pry it. I'm always the one that's like, just go get the fancy stuff.
no. After I have like one, I'm like, let me go get this
It's
for you.
true.
Let me go get this for you. And yeah,
I'll always be like, Chad, let's not overdo it tonight. Like, they've got to get back to their hotel or home or whatever. And he comes up with like 8 bottles in his arms. I'm like, yeah, we can't drink all that.
small sips.
He's like, I
get
just want everyone to taste
get it.
it.
That's why I give them a wee Karen
Yeah.
instead of a Glencairn.
I get it. I'm
Yeah,
all for
but-
opening and sharing. I'm all for opening and sharing. I don't.
It's what it's there for.
I don't. Yeah, that's what I'm all about as well, for sure.
Yeah. Well, have you since you sort of started with the cocktail videos? How have you seen it morph from 2019 to 2023?
Why me?
Trenton's the one to say.
You got to buzz in first.
No, he's the one. He's the one that said, let's try some bourbon stuff.
Well, it was. I think we made cocktail videos for probably 2 full years, and I think we had 100 subscribers.
No, it wasn't. It was better than that. I think.
I don't. It seems like it took a long time.
Yeah, but it wasn't a lot.
And I mean,
It wasn't a lot.
with
He's
the
right.
amount of content, especially in the whiskey tube cocktail kind of thing, there's so much content to sift through. It's hard for new channels to kind of gain much momentum. So there was one point we were talking, and there was a ton of bourbon around here. I was like, why don't we just try this? I was like, we like bourbon. We talk about it down here enough. Why don't we just try a video on it and see how it does? That was the bourbons I regret buying video, I think, which is now our most popular one, ironically.
Wow.
Did they die? Oh shoot.
Uh-oh.
No, they're good. It just made a noise.
Oh, did it? Oh, weird. Okay, sorry. So after that, we were like, okay, we can mix both of these together, and we'll see how that does. And we started doing a little bit more, maybe 50-50 bourbon content and cocktail content, and then it was to the point where we were just like, okay, let's ride with the bourbon content, see how far it goes, and we can sprinkle in cocktail videos every now and then. And they were really well received. You could tell based on analytics that the cocktails weren't quite as popular as the bourbon was, and I think that's still kind of the case unless you're like Greg from How to Drink. He's incredible, does a lot of really cool stuff, and his cocktails do just really good numbers all the time. But yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. I think we're doing some cocktail videos too this year to kind of see. We didn't really do much of that towards the end of the year, I don't think.
No, well, you had made mention to me because Trent is the boss. I mean, he says he is, but in the fall when it's bourbon season, as you know, he said we're going to leave cocktails behind for a while. We're going to focus because there is truly so much content you have to get through during that time.
Yeah.
So after January, we decided that we were going to keep our 3 shows a week. And both him and I decided if we're going to do that, we're going to throw in some cocktails here and there too along the way. It'll just be a lot easier to keep the content going and not have to come up with all kinds of different bourbon and whiskey.
Sure. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Well, one thing that we had Jason from the Master Drum on last week and asked him this question, and now I think I'm just going to keep asking it because I find it really interesting.
If it works, don't fix it.
If it works, yeah, don't fix it. So you guys started in 2019. since then, what distillery or segment of whiskey have you, when you started, it was represented, but really small, and now it is really grown? Like if you had a dedicated shelf space, now you had to move bottles because it just kept. What distillery is that for you guys?
Well, for me, I share the affinity of Jason C. with Wild Turkey. And when it comes to bourbon, Wild Turkey's my jam. It's just my thing. He knows, his knowledge is way more than I do. I just know if I have a glass, I love it. Okay, so I love the Wild Turkey stuff. But Chad, I know as you and I spoke at our lunch meeting that time, my problem with whiskey is I like them all. That's my problem. I know you're kind of strictly, for the most part, a bourbon guy or rye guy, but my Scotch shelves have grown immensely down here.
Okay.
In a while too, for me personally. I only have a couple of shelves over there of some Irish whiskey, but I've got several different shelving units of Scotch because I really, really like Scotch. And my latest love has been American single malts, and we're gonna do that show before too long. I've got a pretty decent collection of 10 or 12 or so American single malts.
You're gonna make me try those?
Yes, and he doesn't. Chad, he's
not a Scotch.
He's just like you. No.
Well, Chad's gonna have to get on board. We're gonna be in Scotland for 10 days in
May,
in a couple of months, so he's gonna have to get on board.
Perfect.
which we just found out that's what'd you say?
It's the second day that we're there is Coronation Day. So I was like, I don't know how that's gonna be. Because it's...
Well, you said it was like National Whiskey...
Oh, it's also... Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was...
It's also... No, it's Scotland Whiskey Month.
Scotland Whiskey Month,
and then World Whiskey Day is like right after we get back.
Yeah, so hell of a time to go. It's a great time to go, I guess. Yeah.
You guys plan that out, or was it just a coincidence?
No, it's just a coincidence.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Fun.
Just a coincidence.
Really neat. Love to go.
Do you have
one time.
a favorite region?
Oh, boy. No, see...
Because you like everything.
and I can't be more honest about that. Is the truth. I mean, it really is. I like them all. When I had my first taste of a peated Islay whiskey, it just wasn't for me. But now I love the stuff. So I love peated. I love non-peated. I love whiskeys that have just a little bit of peat, none finished. I mean, there's all kinds. I just I really like them all.
It seems like both a good and a bad thing to like so many. Like, to be pleased with so many different offerings, because on the one hand, you probably won't, you're statistically less likely to ever be handed a glass of something that you don't like, which is a great life to live, right?
That's the way to do it.
It's pretty much living the dream. At the same time, it's like, it almost gives you less direction of, like, where to go on your journey, and instead it's more of, like, a shotgun approach of like everything's good, so I should try a little bit of everything instead of like, well, I know I don't like these, so let me go over here.
Right.
I do want to call out real quick. We got Drums and Drams in here as well, saying looking forward to next weekend. Chad and Sarah, he'll be on here next week.
Yes, with Matt from ADHD.
Yeah, from Matt Porter. So
doing a fun
good
head-to-head
to see you, Cameron.
episode.
Looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
I was like,
Talking about the regions, like, I wonder if, like, I guess it's not region. I was like, is there ever going to be regions in the U.S. that, because, like, Texas sort of has their own thing.
They have a very strong flavor profile.
Kentucky is Kentucky, right?
Tennessee has their own
Colorado,
flavor profiles.
Other.
But does Colorado, like, I think for me,
New York,
the regions in Scotland, yes, are by area, but I think it's also mainly the reason that they did it is to differentiate between taste profiles. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's what I'm saying with bourbon, and now that it's it used to be so much 95% was made in Kentucky, and if you wanted to sell it, you made it in Kentucky. But now that's changed, and it's all over the U.S.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah. What is that? Do you have any outside of Kentucky? Any states where you're like, I'm really liking what's coming out of that recently, or anything?
I think for me personally, like Old Elk for me is probably one of my favorites. I think the stuff that they're doing with just their bourbons and then their finished stuff. There's the stuff that's come out of their finishing. I've really enjoyed the sherry and the port from Old Elk. Their ryes are really good too. They have a rum finished rye coming out. I'm looking forward to trying, but I haven't had anything from from Old Elk that I think I haven't really enjoyed. So for me, that would probably be mine. What about you?
I like them all.
Come on, bro.
All right, we're going to need a definitive answer by the end of the show. I'm not going to take this I like them all crap anymore, Kurt.
Well,
Bullshit.
I'm
kidding.
I'm sure you have folks that you talk with on comments as well. If it's not Kentucky bourbon, I'm not drinking it. You know.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
that's okay. I respect that.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has their opinions and their approach and how they want to do it. I'm good with that. I respect that. But I like to taste as much as I possibly can, and I'm really liking some Redwood Empire. I'm really liking what they're doing over there.
Okay.
We've tasted a few things there. My path on them started with their cask strength offerings that came out in 2023. I thought very, very good. And I just got my hands on the bottle and bonds for 2022 just a few weeks ago or a month or so ago. So just tasted those just a tiny bit, and they seem to be pretty good. And on my left over here, Trent brought down today. Show him that one, Trenton. I'm sure you guys probably had it already. But
I literally leaned forward like I would be able to see around the corner of the. I went.
Well, I just loved how you said, and on your left. If you look to your left, now you'll see Redwood
Ooh,
Empire.
look at that.
Yeah, that's nice.
What is that?
That's
14
a
year?
red cab. Redwood
We don't
Empire.
see ones.
No, they're not behind us
Yeah,
anymore.
they're not. We don't see those
Yeah.
releases that look like that in our area. We see, I mean, the tall bottles, and we had a patron leave a few for us at our last meetup that we recently done tastings of, film tastings for, but never seen that one. I'm very curious about them.
Yeah. It's a great name. I love Redwood
I can
Empire.
send you guys some samples if you're.
I gotta have that. I
You
don't
don't
know.
have to do that.
Yeah, we're
I'm
getting.
not gonna drink it all.
I mean, isn't it the truth?
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting a lot of feedback in the chat. We got some. Well, I just had it up. Sagamore, New Riff.
Yeah.
Did someone else
Sagamore's
say
Double Oak.
Sagamore.
I really like it.
Old
That's
Elk.
another
Like
one, yeah.
I'd like to do a pic
Love.
of that.
Yeah.
Guys, we're actually going to be there next week.
At Old Elk.
Oh, shit.
No, Sagamore.
At Sagamore?
Sagamore.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
so jealous.
We need to. We have.
Okay, all right, I'm writing it down too. I already wrote down Old Elk because, like,
I mean-
I want to do a pic of Old Elk, but I want to go there.
Yeah, we already have friends who are really close to there who are going to put us up for.
Don't say put us up.
Put us up. What?
Yeah, how would you say
Host
it? Sarah? How
us,
would
allow
you
us to
say
be.
it?
I don't know. That just sounds so like.
Did I go into old man speak or something?
No, it just sounds like
I understood it.
they're dying to host us.
Oh.
They're begging for us to come
Oh.
That
out.
doesn't mean that. Put us up.
I don't know. It just
Bunk
feels
down. I don't know.
marriage.
Whatever. You crazy. I like you, but you.
I like you, but
crazy.
you crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. New Riff. Hi Dad.
I saw
Hi.
13th Colony.
Hi Dad.
Hi, Dad.
13th Colony. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a. I think it was a patron sent me their Double Oak, 13th Colony. It's barrel. It's like 131 proof or something. That to me blows not Redwood Empire, Woodford Reserve Double Oak out of the water. It's
Ooh.
incredible.
Oh,
I'm waiting on their
nice.
bourbon and their rye to show up. They should be
I'm gonna
here
write
any
that
day,
down
so we
too.
can try those.
But what about double oak?
We did get those. When was that? Like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I drove down to Kentucky just for that. Ended up getting a couple of them, and it was good. I think I like the double oak a little bit better, but I haven't tried them side by
really?
side just yet. That's
Okay.
something we're gonna probably do in the next couple days.
No.
So how far of a drive is it for you guys to get like to Central Kentucky?
4.5, 5 hours maybe. It's not too
Okay.
bad. We've done it so many times at this point. I could probably do it with my eyes closed. Not that I should.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
We have to have the disclaimer: not condoned or advised.
Yeah, unless you're in a Tesla and it's doing the driving for you, but otherwise, yeah.
It's the
I wish.
future. Yeah, the next time you guys are down here, or whenever you're down here and you have free time, and we're in Lexington, so just let us know.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to have another drink together.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm trying to think
Most
what we
definitely,
have
for sure.
pick-wise.
So another from Stefan here. We're talking about the regions. He said regions in the USA, abso-freaking-lutely. Taste Kentucky, Texas, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York, bourbon side by side. There is a gargantuan difference.
Yeah.
Big words, but I got them. I nailed them.
I mean, I think, though, to be fair, the regions are the states, in a way. I mean,
In a way, I mean,
in a way, Texas, for me, like, Texas whiskey tastes like Texas whiskey. Not all, I mean, not every single, I'm not saying you could give them all to me blind and I would just know.
Right.
But, and I think, like, when we talk about Indiana, we're predominantly talking about, you know, not MGP, whatever their new name is. But
Ross and Squibb.
that has we're talking about big distilleries that we all have come to know and recognize the flavor profiles of a lot of these things. And then, I mean, obviously every state has something now, right? I think.
Right. I mean,
is there any state that doesn't have a distillery?
I don't think so. And actually, that's one of our thesis that we're working on, trying to get a bottle from every state. Yeah. But yeah. Well, I know Hawaii does.
Hawaii does.
I'm not because we've tasted it before.
I don't
know. Our
know.
friend Don. I don't know about Alaska. That would be pretty dang hard.
That would be tough
to get any movement out of that barrel. But
it's not impossible, I'm sure.
No,
it'd be interesting. It'd
probably have to be, obviously a heated warehouse, right?
Something like that.
You heat it for a while, then you turn off the heat. So there's your summer, winter, and you heat it up again, and then you turn it off, and there's another summer, winter type of thing. But I don't know. But
our goal is to find the best whiskey in each state,
and rely on the viewers
bourbon.
To say, hey, this is X state's best representation of our bourbon, and then we do a review from each state of voted on by the people, the best of that,
and then we put them in the Thunderdome and they have to fight each other.
And also copyright Bourbon Night 2023. No one steal that, because we've been talking about it for a while. We just haven't done it yet.
We haven't.
That's a great idea. Great idea.
I mean, it's a lot of heavy lifting, but we've got it started, and we've got. Yeah,
it's something that we started maybe middle of last year, but then as you know, once again, late August, early September hits,
Forget about it.
It's literally just trying to keep up
with
events and doing content and stuff. So
you want to take this one, Sarah? We
got
a super chat here.
Rockula Randy, I think I said that right.
That's awesome.
Said new It's Bourbon Night subscriber today. Oh, thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you.
Helped SLB to 100K. Loving your stuff so far. Thank you so much. Question: how many total bottles do each of you have in your collections, approximately?
Oh, boy.
Ooh, my favorite question.
First of all, let's do a new subscriber triangle.
A triangle for you, new subscriber.
There you go. Thank you. Well, do you guys want to go first? You're the guests.
Do you count yours, Chad?
We stopped a long time ago.
We stopped back in 2019.
I counted yours.
When?
Maybe
middle of last year.
You did?
Yeah. Okay. And it was 678 or something like that.
So probably 7.
Yeah.
So you're probably definitely over 700 now.
Yeah, I probably have.
That includes Scotch bourbon. That includes the whole kit and caboodle.
All your bottles.
I probably have north of maybe 300-400. All my stuff is upstairs since we moved. I don't have it. I haven't had any of it at home recently, but if I had to guess.
Yeah. Now the boy lives 5 minutes down the street, Sarah.
Nice. But that's lovely.
Yeah.
Family.
Before we answer, an update.
I'm sure sometimes you're like, will you go away?
An update on Alaska. Alaska does have a distillery. Apparently, the Whiskey Vault did a review of some of their juice there.
We'll have to watch it.
So
thank you for letting us know.
For us, it's been years since we've actually counted. We started with the spreadsheet with all the best intentions. But
that didn't.
I mean, we are over the 1,000 bottles.
You think?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because when we counted, we were over 500 already, and that was 3-4 years ago. So it's definitely there.
Yeah, we need to have more events.
When your very first video is 50 bourbons under $25, you already have 50 bottles.
Right, we started the channel with 50 bottles plus what we already had in our collections.
Yeah.
And then when we married, we merged our collections, and then it's it's been almost 7 years, so
it adds up.
It does. We need to work on our. I was just saying we need to work on our incoming and outgoing balance.
There's more incoming.
There's more incoming than there is outgoing, and I would like more outgoing, if only to just share it.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. I was going to say you should see my wife's eye roll when I say we need another shelving unit in the basement.
Oh, we're in major need of shelving, more shelving.
Yeah. See, but whenever he says that, I'm like, yes, okay, fine, let's do it. But let's also, like, audit our collection. And
Yes, there needs to be an audit.
we need an audit.
We need an audit.
Good
old audit.
I'm the bourbon version of the IRS, and I'm auditing you, Chad.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
Show me your receipts.
Uh-oh.
Shouldn't you already know what I have then? You're the IRS?
I should know, but I don't.
Super chat from Tiffany here saying, Chad and Sarah come visit Cedar Ridge in
Tiffany.
Iowa, and we will put you up here. Oh, thank you, Tiffany.
Thanks
Put us
to
up.
Put us
up.
It just feels so like it should be your honor to put us up.
I don't know where you're getting that. That's weird. And another super chat here from B saying, ask Kurt if he likes jelly. Inside joke?
No, it's
I
all
want
out
to
there.
know.
It's out there. What video was that on? Oh, that was the rabbit hole video, and I'm fairly fond with the Derringer. I really like the finish on that bottle. And Trenton, we got in this conversation. I said it's very on camera. It's very jammy. It's that. You said I don't like jam.
Yeah.
And I don't like jelly. And Trenton's got these weird foodie centrics. It's just something. It's just some things he doesn't like, and it's
just not a fan.
Yeah, like.
How do you feel about grapes?
Love grapes. It's more of a texture thing.
A texture thing.
It's like
yeah.
It's like Sarah. It's like icing. He doesn't like icing on cake.
The texture thing.
Okay.
Oh, come on now.
It depends on the icing. Like
Nice
if it's a really
buttercream.
good homemade buttercream and it's in the right ratio to the cake, but I dislike it when cakes are like majority icing. That grosses me out.
Oh no.
He's like, oh no, just give me the icing.
That's it.
Pies?
So
You like pies.
Pies, yeah.
I need like
I'll
a
get on
real
the pies.
thick crust on a pie. The ratio has to be like 50-50, but it's like
Interesting.
95-5.
No.
No.
Too much
Well,
jam jelly nastiness in the middle.
Filling. He
Anyways.
doesn't like the fillings. It sounds like you don't.
Hot takes.
What do you feel about Jello?
Yeah.
Same
Is there
thing?
always room for it?
I can
Stop.
eat it. I just don't see the appeal.
Agreed.
No for Jello.
No.
So no Jello shots. Okay, got it.
This has got to be the first time in 7 years we have talked about Jello.
I have never had such an in-depth conversation about jelly, jams, and Jello-like substances.
Textures.
This is what happens when you visit SLB. It just goes off in lots of different directions.
High intellectual conversations.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Like these.
I wouldn't-
We got to get to the bottom of it.
I wouldn't say
Oh, I
high
would.
intellectual, that's for sure.
What?
Yeah.
What are you trying to say here?
So how did that go down then with the rabbit hole Derringer thing? And we were talking
Somebody
about
commented and asked
jam.
if you like jelly.
I know, but how did I say it? I don't even
He
remember.
said
I
that
think
he wanted to rub jelly all over his body or something
Oh.
in that video.
I said I like jam so much. I
Super
wanted to rub it
casual.
all over my
And then
body.
that's what you did
Yeah.
for your Patreon, right?
And then, so yeah, on Patreon, then you
here's
did
that video.
the jelly
Yeah,
segment,
so-
and now
yeah.
it's a famous T-shirt.
Yeah, and it's like
I have a T-shirt printed. I was gonna wear it on our live stream, but Michelle was in the hospital all week, and I was trying to get everything prepped and everything. I just didn't have enough time to grab it off the kitchen table before I left. Before I knew it was halfway through, and somebody mentioned it in a comment. I was kind of bummed out.
Oh.
Ah, the best
Bummer.
plans,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'll put
Yeah.
it on there.
Huh?
I'll put it
But
on.
we forgot to.
Joseph said that was really a literal rabbit hole.
No.
Like, we've
I know.
gone very,
You've gone
very
down.
tangent. No. This is the best part of these. I like the tangents.
I'm sorry.
Typically,
sure
they're
that-
about pop culture things, so this is fine.
Oh, sweet
Yeah.
rolls. So sweet rolls for us.
Sweet rolls is our jelly.
Is our jelly or jam or whatever. But
Don't-
we for Tiffany and B, we for their super chats. Thank you. Bing.
Trenton wants to know. Trenton wants to know what a
It's-
sweet roll is, Chad.
So a sweet roll
I'm sleeping on the couch tonight.
is a sweet roll is a breakfast pastry.
See, you don't even know what it is.
No, I don't know what it is. I keep forgetting to ask my mom because I had it when I was a kid living at home. And then there are apparently sweet rolls, like dinner rolls. People have brought them to meetups. They're like, it's sweet rolls. And I'm like, yes,
it's a joke
it
now.
says that.
He said, like, in a tasting note, he was like, this tastes like a sweet roll. I think this is how it originated.
And
Someone
you-
in the comments will literally be like, no, this is exactly what happened, because
Yes.
I can't even remember.
Read back the minutes.
He said, like, a tasting note, like a sweet roll, and I was like, what does that even mean? Like, a roll that's sweet? He was like, like a sweet roll. I'm like, that doesn't exist.
Oh, it does.
Like a Swiss roll?
Mandela effect.
He said, no.
I remember sweet rolls.
And there's some people who are watching, they're like, not this again.
What about bagooey?
It was the great debate.
Then we have bagooey.
We don't need to go through all the
Same thing, I
obscure
think.
references.
Peanut butter jelly time.
It's a whole thing.
I don't even know where are we right now.
I don't know.
We've gone off the
Sorry.
rails.
No,
No.
So basically a
No.
cinnamon roll, right, Chad?
No.
Basically?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
Sorta.
All right.
Sorta.
This is my issue.
Different.
Now I need to find this sweet roll.
This reminds me to talk. I'm gonna have to talk to my mom because she'll know.
You should talk to her anyway.
Great.
Well, yes. Not just about sweet rolls. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this? Kurt? Name me a bottle that you've had that you don't like, Mr. I Like Everything.
Oh.
You
Or
s-
Trenton, you can go first while he's thinking.
that you straight up are like, I would not drink that again.
I had the 2019 Elijah 18-year release that I just did not like at all. Now I hear
That's so funny because Austin in the
Elijah
comments
Craig.
literally just asked, have you ever reviewed Elijah Craig 18 year?
Now I
We
hear
haven't.
my brother has the same release 2019, and he says the same thing. He doesn't like his either. I haven't bought another one since, so I can't judge them moving forward or in arrears. I can only judge that bottle for me personally. I hear other releases are better. That's one of them. Voyage, the Voyage series in general. There's only one or two that I've tasted that were pretty decent. Trenton has one, I think 23 is pretty good.
It's a bird. Yeah,
It's pretty good, but
That's
most
pretty good. That's a pick though.
most of them are the big NO for me, for the most.
You're talking
part.
about the Jefferson's Ocean?
I'm not a big fan of that either. And what was the bottle we had just the other day? Was it Country Creek, Corner Creek?
Corner Creek, holy moly!
Yeah, that was nuts.
Holy
I bought it.
moly.
Corner Creek. Was
I
it the 10-year or just the non-age stated?
Not age
Not
stated.
age
It was Chad. Here's
Um,
the thing: how we work down here. I'm the guy that likes to go in on the shelves and look for $40, $30, $50, and find that gem. Try to find that one that most people can find. Trenton is the guy that I don't know how. Don't ask. That's the key. Just don't ask how he comes up with some of the things he comes up with. That to him. So I was looking at this Corner Creek, and I was looking on it. It was like $35, $40, and about there. It's looks decent. And non-chill filter too. I'll give it a shot. Might as well. And it was in
Oh.
your mom put it in a blind, right?
Yeah.
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 Because she doesn't drink bourbon at all. She has no idea. When we tell her we're going to do a blind, just stick with this kind of grouping. She put it in a blind. It was Trent and I were both. It was horrible. It was not good.
Oh, wow.
Funny story, because I went to a liquor store and I was talking to the guy. I've been going there for a couple years, and he was saying like, "Hey, we just got this in. I heard that it's Willet juice." I was like, "Okay, sure, why not?" So I bought it. It was $40. I brought it home, and I gave it to you, and we don't know what happened to it because he brought it down again, and I was like, I already bought that bottle, and he's like, I don't have it.
I don't have it.
I'm assuming you probably dumped it down the drain.
Oh.
I hope not. I usually give those away. I hope not.
Yeah, no whiskey abuse.
Chad, I will say this.
Yeah.
I do have a Redbreast 27-year over there that I've been saving for you.
Ooh.
Oh boy, I remember that. Remember that in our blinds flight fight.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. I incorrectly named the year. I think it's when we were in Texas, and someone
Putting
said
it back.
Redbreast some year they loved. We were talking about the favorites.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, that's the one that we hated. But yeah, it was that 27 year because that was like finished in something? Question mark.
I don't know. I think they're having headphones issues.
Was the-
Haven't had fun in
Was
this
the Redbreast 27 finished in something? Here, take this one. This is right here. Sorry about that.
Oh, no
Oh,
worries.
no problem.
Finished.
You know what?
I don't think it was, but I really think your tasting notes are
Yeah, we're having trouble hearing you now.
no.
1 second.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. But anyway, for the people who don't know, it was actually our very first double blind flight fight. You know, normally we know the 4 or 5 that we put in there, but this was a patron submitted, and it came in the what are those?
Agent Or.
Agent Or, thank you. Agent Or
Unmarked sample bottles, the travel set.
And it was a 5, so it was a double blind 5 flight, and we
Complete
had,
mystery.
Well, what won blind for us, and we opened up the thing, was Booker's Rye, which was
The fact, like, that's not something that
How
you
was
ever
that?
expect. It's
amazing.
incredible.
We'd had it before, but we never owned a bottle.
This is the worst story ever, and I hate myself, and Chad hates me for it too. But
Go on.
we run into this all the time. So, like, this is a side story off of that story, but back in 2016, I think, maybe it was early 2017, we had just started the channel, but, like, we didn't have a lot of bottles. We really hadn't started buying in that
or
upper
money.
or money, and so we hadn't started buying in that, like, upper echelon, like, you know, the limited edition price range yet. And he was like, hey, I got offered to buy this bottle of Booker's Rye, but it's like $350.
Yeah, I think I think retail was actually $350. It was like maybe $375.
He was like,
just a little bit over.
He was like, do you think I should do it? And I think we had, like, it was,
hadn't had it
it
yet.
must have been early 2017, because we had just started dating. And I was like,
It was before New Orleans, because that's where we actually
right.
tasted it.
He was like, should I buy it? What do you think? And I was like, I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but $400 is a lot for a bottle. I wouldn't do it. And so I talked him out of it by being like, do what you want, but I wouldn't spend that much money on it. Because at the time, I wouldn't have, like,
Yeah.
sure.
and now today, you know, they go for thousands of dollars online.
Well,
so
even barring that, it's
of
just
course,
one
I
of the
think
best
about it when I'm
whiskeys.
trying to fall asleep at night and think about every mistake I've ever made in my life.
Well,
That's one of them.
It's mainly because
I never sleep if I think about all the mistakes I made.
got most of that.
I
feel
think I
like.
got it. Yeah.
But that's because I roll over and I say, Booker's Rye.
Oh, jeez.
Right when you're trying to fall asleep, so that's me. I kind of plant that in
But
there.
where were we talking about that?
The Redbreast.
Oh, the Redbreast.
So anyway, so
Booker's Rye was
Yeah,
first.
that one, and there was some orphan barrel that we hadn't had that was actually good.
It was a forged oak, I think.
No, it wasn't a forged oak. It was the...
Oh, I don't think it wasn't a Rhetoric.
No, it was another one. But anyway, it was good.
Okay.
And dead last was that... Like, dead last. What's that Redbreast 27 year? I just... Well, you know, you're having...
It was different. It was an outlier.
Rye and bourbon, and then here comes a... Yeah.
I have to tell you that I almost fell off my chair laughing when we came up to it. I particularly kind of like that. And I think it's pretty good, but everybody has their opinions. And
They might not be able to hear you. Can you guys hear us?
I caught some of it.
We can hear you,
We can
Trenton.
hear you.
But Kurt is...
And I don't want to make you all figure it out,
It's
because we
very-
are almost at...
Yeah.
We're at 9 o'clock, so...
Breaking up
But
there.
I do want to hear what you have to say.
But
We'll
gives
catch
us,
up on
gives
super
us time to
chats.
get to this super chat here from Adam. He says, "Sweet like berry, SLB jam coming to a store near you." There you go. I'd buy that.
SLB Jam, that's funny.
Yeah, I'd buy that.
And I would buy it too, because you can put it in cocktails.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we love a good jam.
I
in a
love jam in a
cocktail.
cocktail. Oh, thank you.
There we go. Yeah. Don't split the
I don't know.
AirPods. Give them both to
I
Kurt.
don't know what happened halfway through. I apologize, guys.
Oh, no worries.
Not really.
No.
Unfortunately.
Well, shoot.
It's okay. It's
okay.
no problem.
It's all right.
Like I said, we made it this whole time for an hour with no technical difficulties,
Yeah.
which is very impressive.
That's just the bourbon gods telling us to wrap it up, right?
Yeah, and let you guys go enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. We have The Last of Us to go watch.
Lost
The Lost
Prophet.
Prophet,
That's what it was. That's what
Thank
the orphan
you.
barrel was. Yeah.
So we're going to go do that.
Yeah.
But thank you guys again for joining us. You've been great guests.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It
you.
was an honor being here with you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, and again, congratulations.
Yes.
And
Super congratulations.
Continued success. If any of our subscribers aren't subscribed to SLB, please go do it. It is a worthy venture.
Yes, and
Oh, we have an interpreter. Yes, Trenton.
our translator.
Kurt says that you are the first channel that he ever watched for bourbon.
Oh.
So kind of a cool.
Thank you,
nugget of
Kurt.
info.
That's awesome.
Again,
That's very cool.
I just feel so like honored and like I must not be doing a terrible job if that's true. And then you met us in person, and then you still wanted to come be on the live with us. Like in my mind, I'm like, okay, so I can't be that bad.
We got a great batting average. Yeah, we're batting 1,000.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like we said, when you guys are down in Kentucky, give us a shout. We'd love to meet up again, and yeah, share some drinks. Hopefully, neither one of us will be dry.
That would be great.
Yeah, if you guys are ever up in our neck of the woods for any reason, feel free to give us a shout and we'll do something.
All
For
right.
sure, absolutely,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Thank you guys again. Have a good night.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we appreciate
you
it.
too. See you guys later. Appreciate it.
See ya. Stick around though, guys. I'm gonna.
1 second.
I'm
You got
gonna.
it. Okay.
I'm gonna mute you, so you don't have to worry about that, and I'm gonna solo us just so we can
There we
talk to our peeps just for a second to
Don't
wrap
say
it up.
Peeps.
Don't say put us up. Don't say peeps.
Okay, continue. Continue.
I'm talking to my peeps,
Who wants to guess Chad's age?
my constituents.
My constituents.
Is
I
you
like
is
that.
or is you ain't my constituents.
That's fine.
All right. Yeah. Next Sunday, yeah, as I said, we're gonna have Cameron from Drums and Drams and Matt Porter, the world's top whiskey taster from ADHD Whiskey,
Doing an interesting
here
competition.
doing a competition. We're gonna be the hosts. They're gonna be drinking because we can't right now, but
Somebody's got a host.
and apparently it's from you know we can't watch everyone, so we get behind on things. But apparently it's a little bit of a rematch, I hear. So that's cool. I'll have to get the skinny.
The stakes are up. They're
Yeah,
very
I'll
high.
have to get the skinny on that.
Which means I can't mess up when it comes to labeling things
So
and getting them
if I
organized.
if that's not true, then someone just let me know. But research to be done. We will let you know
That's
next
what
Sunday.
Mondays are for.
That's what Mondays are for, right? Yeah. So we will see you guys next Sunday for What's in My Glass, which we haven't done in a little while. So that's always good.
Yay,
so
fun.
We will see you next Sunday. Till then, drink more bourbon. See y'all.
Bye.